It's a nice morning, just a little bit cool, and my friend's bringing over his Shelby GT500. He's the one who helped me weld the silver Mustang back together, and it's actually his dad's GT500. He has a silver 3-valve, so I was waiting for them, and I got some hot chocolate with whipped cream, and here they came down the street, and they brought a whole bunch of things in the back of my friend's truck. So you can see the box behind the Shelby there. These are all carbon fiber pieces. You have the grill, you have the lower grill area, you've got the hood vent and lower splitter. We got the original one out. It has some double-sided tape to help keep it stuck down to the hood, and it was a little challenging to get out. We just didn't want to break anything, so we're being very careful. There's little tabs here that you push in, and then it slides out, plus one bolt on the back side of it. And the new piece also came with that new bolt, and we just tapped those in, and I cleaned behind it because I love cleaning behind anywhere that you work on, even though it'll get dirty again later. It's just peace of mind for me, OCD if you want to call it that. So then I changed the oil. They had brought a bunch of oil to change the engine oil with, and so well, that was draining. We took off the front bumper because it'd be a lot easier to get to the lower grill, especially my friend had installed that aftermarket heat exchanger too. So he was getting these out, and he noticed that it was easier to push on the actual bumper piece there on the top, and then push the other one out. So there, where he's pushing right there, if you kind of pry down, it gives that tab room to come out. So we got the new ones in, popped them right into place, and you might have to adjust the little tabs on the back so that they click right into place where they're supposed to be, and we'll transfer the snake over. So he brought over this Lucas oil to change, and I thought it was very interesting that it had a GT350 on it, because there's been a big debate on the forums that the only real certified oils for the GT350 are AMSOIL and Ford Motorcraft, but this said it right on it that it's good for the GT350. And I'm sure that's perfectly fine, but my friend had bought Mobil 1, and there were a lot of people who were naysayers about putting that in the car, even though it's the right weight, but this says right on there GT350, so I'm sure Lucas will approve that, and even if it's not approved by Ford. But anyway, got the front splitter on, and then I removed the snake from the grill so we could reuse it, and we did put some double-sided adhesive on it. That's the original stuff there. So got that all in. Looks pretty good. That's carbon fiber, nice little touch. And then of course I put the old snake back on with some double-sided tape, and that went on nicely. We'll keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't get loose. Here's all the nice little pieces in there, and it actually does have another lower piece to the splitter that they didn't get for it because they just decided it's fine the way it is, and I kind of like that look too. It's not really noticeable without the other lower piece. But here's the side skirt pieces. He had already installed those. The car had louvers from the original owner. This car only has 9,000 miles on it, but we put these ones on the back too as well. So this car is not a performance pack or track pack, whatever they call it. It doesn't have the oil cooler behind the grill, and so for that reason we did 8.5 quarts of oil. We looked it up on SBT Performance because there was some confusion about that, how much oil capacity you should use. In the owner's manual, I think it said 8.5 quarts, and without the cooler and stuff, so just something to be aware of. And you can always add a little more later, but we checked the oil level and it was fine. And the other thing that was kind of interesting was you can hear the heat exchanger when he backs up out of here. It does like a pulsating whoosh every few seconds, like the fans, they do this pulsating whoosh, and you'll hear it as he's backing out of the garage. And the owner of the Shelby was asking what that was. He thought it might have been the serpentine belt, and we talked about it and said, well, it probably wouldn't be noticeable if it was the belt, like the way it pulsates, because the belt's always running a pretty high constant speed. And then we got underneath when the car was running and got in front of it, and actually heard that whooshing noise as we were checking when we started it on jack stands to make sure that the oil filter was on right. And we did use a Motorcraft oil filter as well, and that's when we could hear those fans doing that. And my friend had installed that whole Shelby heat exchanger and fans and everything, and so he had read that it's supposed to be like that. So kind of interesting, but you'll hear that as the car gets out of the driveway here. And another thing that my friend added to this Shelby was a Borla axle back exhaust. So you'll hear that, it sounds pretty good. Yeah, you probably want to swing it out. Yeah, like that. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, keep going just like that. There you go. Yeah, instead of.
All right, well, thank you.
Yep.
All right, well,
See you later. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.